There was a season in my life where I felt completely lost in my work. I wasn't really sure what I wanted anymore. I lost sense of why I even got into the creative world in the first place. And I think a lot of creatives end up here somehow. We get lost in the shuffle of projects and deadlines and clients and finances and this and that. And then, we just are burned out. And I think what's actually happening beneath the surface is that things just got really foggy along the way, and we've just completely lost sight of the direction we were originally headed in. And so then we just keep pushing through the exhaustion, through the burnout, through the frustrations, and we chase what's next, and then we call it hustle for some reason, and the grind and living the dream. But if we're really real with ourselves, it probably isn't the dream. I know I did that, and it definitely wasn't the dream. It was far from it. My name is Freddie. I've been a creative professional in the industry for over a decade. I spend a lot of my time not only trying to be a good dad and husband, but I also run Minor Creative, my brand development studio. And with the time that I do have left, I usually invest it in my hobbies, such as music. And of course, I do this. I'm actually on a mission to help creatives restore wonder and joy back into their lives, into their work, and into their stories. When I realized I was building a life I didn't want, I knew I needed something to help me see whether I was headed in the right or wrong direction. And so when I reflected back on my own journey, I realized there was something actually there that could be helpful. I call this today the renewal compass. And it's built around 4 directions every creative, I think, needs to know. The first step is renew. The second direction is reorient. The third direction is reinvigorate. And the fourth is reconnect. Each one represents a rhythm, a way of life, a way of coming back home to yourself when you feel like you've drifted off course. So the first step is renew. This is where you stop running and you learn to rest again. Not like the do nothing kind of rest, but the kind of rest that refills your soul and reminds you of who you are and re-energizes you. I believe rest isn't what happens when the work is done, it's what makes the work possible. And so you can do this, I think, with 4 steps. Pausing, reflecting, receiving, and surrender. All 4 of them are necessary for rest, and they don't happen just once. They actually need to happen over and over and over again, and I call this the resting loop. The second step is reorient. It's what happens when you start to kind of like realize where I was in my story. Maybe you've been building something that doesn't really feel like you anymore or look like you anymore. And this is where you kind of stop everything and ask, what actually matters to me right now? What does success look like? I think reorientation actually brings clarity. So I created the reorientation matrix, and this is a tool to help you realign all these things in your life: your purpose, the people in your life, the processes and maybe the systems you need in your life, and also just your peace. Because when your values and your direction don't line up, I think you're always going to feel lost, no matter how successful you look. The third step is reinvigorate. This is where curiosity and wonder and inspiration start to hopefully return. When burnout really settles into your life, your creativity starts to run dry. And I think our natural tendency is to push harder. But from my own experience and my own story, I would encourage you not to do that. Instead, I would love to encourage you to draw deeper. I call this direction the wonder well. It's the place where you go to refill your sense of awe and wonder and joy. Because I think creativity isn't about forcing ideas. It's actually about staying open enough to be surprised again by them. And so the last step is reconnect. I don't think we were meant to create or do life in general alone. And to me, a table perfectly represents this. It represents community and a rhythm of belonging and collaboration and shared joy. And I think when you create in isolation, sometimes what can happen is that you forget who and what you're creating for. But when you sit at a table with others who love you, care for you, your creativity actually multiplies. These are the 4 directions of creative renewal, is what I'm calling it. And the truth is, you'll move through all of them again and again and again. And as your creative life grows and changes, you're going to keep going through these steps over and over again. So I would love to encourage you, if you're feeling lost right now in your creativity, you're not broken. It's not gone. You're just kind of in between directions, I think. That's the moment where I think renewal actually begins. And so if this resonates with you, I'd love for you to join me throughout this month as we kind of walk through each of these directions in depth. And if you want to discover which one you might need most right now, you can download the Creative Renewal Map below in the description. It's a free resource I made to help you with your next step. And then the last thing is, I would love for you to just take a deep breath and just be encouraged and be reminded that you're not lost, you're okay, you're gonna be fine. Maybe you just needed a guide to help you get back to wonder and joy and living again and seeing again and being present again. And I hope that me and the other creatives that are joining this kind of movement can help you get back to that place. So thank you for your time, and I would just love to encourage you to jump in, be a part of this community, and stay tuned for what's next.